Breaking news for every American driver. If you're watching this in February 2026, the road you drove on yesterday is legally different from the road you're driving on today. 10 massive driving law changes have just gone into effect, and they are designed to do one thing extremely well: catch you off guard and drain your bank account. Most people are still driving like it's 2025. That mistake is about to get very expensive. We're talking about fines that have increased by as much as 500%, new surveillance technology that issues tickets without a police officer in sight, and a specific change to rule number 6 that is already blindsiding thousands of drivers across the country. Smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. I'm not saying that for engagement. Missing this information could literally cost you thousands of dollars in fines and insurance increases this month alone. We analyzed new legislation across all 50 states, and what we uncovered is a coordinated crackdown unlike anything we've seen in decades. Let's get straight into it. Rule number 10, the fastest way to empty your wallet. This is the one that will hit your bank account the hardest and fastest. For years, getting caught with a phone in your hand was barely a slap on the wrist, maybe a warning, maybe a $50 fine. Then you drove away. That era is over. As of February 2026, more than 15 states, including heavy hitters like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, have officially ended their grace periods for hands-free driving laws. The new penalty system is what I call the financial cliff. In states like Ohio, hands-free violations are now primary enforcement for all ages. That means police no longer need another reason to pull you over. If an officer sees you holding a device, even while stopped at a red light, you are looking at an immediate $150 to $300 fine for a first offense. But here's the real damage. Pennsylvania has authorized a new summary offense structure where, once you add court costs and newly created road safety surcharges, a single texting ticket can exceed $500. And, for the first time, these violations are now being reported directly to insurance companies as high-risk movement infractions. One text message can raise your insurance premium by 20% for the next 3 years. Ask yourself this: is that meme worth $4,000 in total costs? Probably not. Rule number 9, the rise of the ghost cop. This next change is moving so fast that most drivers won't even realize they have even been caught until a certified letter shows up in their mailbox. Automated traffic enforcement has exploded. States like California and Minnesota have launched aggressive pilot programs that completely remove the human element from traffic stops. In California, new legislation such as AB 289 has authorized automated speed cameras not only in school zones, but also in highway work zones. These are not old-school red light cameras. These systems are AI integrated, using LiDAR technology to track speed across multiple lanes. If you're going 11 miles per hour over the limit in a designated safety corridor, the system automatically captures your license plate and mails a $40 to $100 ticket to the registered owner. It does not matter who is driving. If you own the car, you own the fine. Minnesota's system goes even further. A second offense now triggers a mandatory diversion requirement. You are legally required to pay for and pass an online safety course. Fail to do so, and your license is automatically suspended. The ghost cop never has a bad day. He never gives warnings. And he's working 24/7. Listen very carefully to this next one, because this isn't just about a fine. This is about your criminal record. For decades, the magic number in America was 0.08% blood alcohol content. That line has officially started to move. Following the path first set by Utah, Washington State has pushed forward legislation to lower the legal limit to 0.05%. This is not a small adjustment. It's a complete redefinition of what legal means. For an average-sized woman, 2 glasses of wine with dinner could now put you in handcuffs territory. For a 170-pound man, 3 beers in 2 hours may be enough to cost you your freedom. And the consequences in 2026 don't stop at the arrest. Several states have implemented mandatory ignition interlock devices, even for first-time offenders at the lower 0.05 level. That means you all be required to blow into a device every time you start your car for up to 6 months. That device costs money, around $100 per month in leasing fees, plus installation. The margin of error is gone. If you feel even a slight buzz in 2026, you are a target. If you bought an electric vehicle to save money on gas, the government has found a new way to collect. Because EV drivers don't pay federal and state gas taxes that fund road repairs, states are scrambling to fill the gap. Starting February 2026, punitive EV fees are becoming mainstream. Pennsylvania has moved to a $250 annual surcharge on EV registrations. Minnesota is doubling its EV fees, with some drivers paying more than $200 per year just for not using gas. But it gets more technical. States like Oregon and Utah are rolling out road usage charges, also known as vehicle miles traveled, VMT systems. Drivers are being asked to plug tracking devices into their vehicles or report odometer readings, so the state can charge 2.5 to 3 cents per mile. If you're a high-mileage commuter, your registration alone can exceed $600 per year. The free ride for green energy is officially over. Now we're coming up on rule number 6. This is the one I warned you about. It is the most misunderstood rule of 2026, and it's quietly putting people in jail who believe they're just driving a little fast. But before we get there, let me ask you this. Have you noticed more cameras going up in your neighborhood? Drop a comment with your city and state if you've seen new traffic tech appear recently. I'm tracking these locations for a future Money Truths video. We are now entering the most dangerous part of the 2026 changes, where bad driving becomes criminal behavior. If you thought the fines earlier were harsh, wait until the state decides your driving isn't just unsafe, it's reckless. Rule number 6, the hidden felony trap. Most drivers think reckless driving only applies to street racing or hitting triple-digit speeds. That belief is wrong. As of February 2026, states like Florida, Maryland, and California have expanded the legal definition of reckless driving to include behaviors many drivers commit every single day. In Maryland, driving 30 miles per hour over the speed limit is no longer a standard ticket. It is an automatic reckless driving charge. That distinction matters. A speeding ticket is an infraction. Reckless driving is a criminal misdemeanor. You could be late for work on a clear highway, hit 85 in a 55, and suddenly you're not paying a fine, you're being handcuffed. In Florida, under updated enforcement frameworks, a reckless driving citation now gives police the authority to impound your vehicle on the spot for up to 30 days. Imagine standing on the shoulder watching your car get towed away, knowing storage alone costs $50 per day, on top of fines that can reach $2,500. And here's the quiet part. Several states are now targeting spectators. If you're caught standing nearby watching an unauthorized speed exhibition, you can be charged with a secondary reckless driving offense. Simply watching the wrong thing can now cost you your license. Rule number 5, the quiet crackdown on senior drivers. There has been a lot of misinformation floating around about seniors automatically losing their licenses in 2026. Let us clear that up. No, licenses are not being taken away based on age alone. What is changing is the renewal process, and for many older drivers, the friction just increased dramatically. Starting this month, states like Virginia and Illinois have implemented new shifting gears protocols. If you are over 75, you can no longer renew your license by mail or online in many jurisdictions. You must appear in person. That visit now includes a mandatory vision screening, and in some cases, a cognitive touchscreen assessment administered on site. Here's where it gets controversial. Several states are now requiring doctors to proactively report certain medical diagnoses directly to the DMV. Conditions ranging from early-stage glaucoma to mild cognitive impairment can trigger an immediate license suspension. If your doctor flags you, your license is suspended until you pass a full behind-the-wheel re-examination. For many seniors, this feels like an attack on independence. For the state, the justification is a reported 15% increase in accidents involving drivers over 70. Is this about safety, or is it age-based discrimination? Drop a comment and let me know where you stand. Should someone have to retake their driving test simply because they reached a certain birthday? Rule number 4. Cities have turned your car into a revenue machine. If you think your local city council is on your side, this rule might change your mind. Major U.S. cities are undergoing a revenue revolution. Cities like San Antonio and Missoula have passed their largest fine increases in over a decade, and the changes are anything but subtle. In San Antonio, parking tickets that sat at $27 since 2009 have jumped to $47 or more. Parking in front of a fire hydrant now carries a $102 fine. Blocking a sidewalk costs $52. But the real danger is hidden in habitual violator ordinances. In cities like Milwaukee, the threshold for towing has been dramatically lowered. If you have just 3 unpaid tickets older than 60 days, your vehicle can be booted or towed from any public street, even if you are parked legally at that moment. Cities are no longer just targeting bad drivers, they're targeting debtors. Your car has effectively become a hostage for the city budget. If you live in a metro area, check your glove box today. In February 2026, those old tickets could become a warrant for your car's arrest. We've covered fines, surveillance, and criminal charges. Now we are re-entering the top 3. The changes that directly affect the technology inside your car and the future driving freedom of your children. Rule number 3 involves equipment many of you already own, but the state and insurance companies are pushing to make it a requirement, either for lower premiums or for staying on the road at all. And rule number 1 is a change to teen driving laws. So strict, it could make it nearly impossible for a 16-year-old to get licensed before 18. You do not want to miss these. Rule number 3, if it isn't on video, it didn't happen. This is something commercial truckers have dealt with for years. In February 2026, it's coming for the family minivan. Insurance companies and state legislators in places like Nevada and parts of California are pushing hard to normalize, and eventually mandate, forward-facing dashboard cameras. No state has officially passed a law saying private drivers must have a dash cam to drive. They found a better way: the insurance gap. In 2026, major insurers have rolled out what they call a digital witness discount. If you agree to install a certified, always-on dash cam that the insurance company can access during a claim, your premiums can drop 10% to 15%. Here's the trap. If you don't have one, and you re-involved in an accident in a pilot state like Nevada, the burden of proof is shifting. If the other driver has footage and you don't, insurers are increasingly siding with their recorded evidence by default. We are moving into a world where if it isn't on video, it didn't happen. By the end of 2026, driving without a dash cam may be as financially risky as driving without a seatbelt. Rule number 2, driving without insurance, is no longer a mistake, it's a crime. This rule is for the millions of Americans skipping insurance to survive the economy. That grace period is over. As of February 2026, Arizona, Michigan, and Tennessee have synchronized DMV databases with law enforcement in real time. Michigan now has some of the harshest penalties in the country. Driving without insurance is no longer a fix-it ticket. It is a misdemeanor, carrying fines up to $500 and potential jail time of up to 1 year. But the real punishment happens to your car. In parts of Arizona, officers are now required to impound your vehicle immediately if the system shows your policy has lapsed for more than 30 days. You cannot drive it home. You cannot call a friend. You must pay the fine, purchase a new, and now more expensive, policy and cover impound fees before you get your keys back. For many drivers, the total cost to recover their vehicle exceeds $3,000. If you're already struggling, this one rule can end your ability to get to work. Rule number 1, teen drivers are being locked out. For decades, the rite of passage was simple. Permit at 15, license at 16. That era is ending. In February 2026, states like Virginia, New Jersey, and Massachusetts have overhauled their graduated driver licensing programs into what many are calling a lockout system. In Virginia, the 6-month learner permit has been extended to 12 full months for drivers under 18. But that's just the start. Supervised driving requirements have been doubled. Where teens once needed 45 hours, many states now require 90 to 100 logged hours before a road test can even be scheduled. And here's the part that's shocking families: a restart clause. If a teen receives any moving violation, speeding, rolling stops, or even a curfew violation, now as early as 9 p.m. in some areas, the entire 12-month countdown resets to 0. One mistake at month 11, and it's back to day 1. The system is now designed to make it statistically and procedurally difficult for anyone under 18 to earn a full, unrestricted license. 2026 isn't just another year on the road. It's the year the rules changed. From AI ticketing systems to criminal speeding charges to teen lockouts, the message is clear: more revenue and tighter control. If this video helped you understand these traps, share it with someone you care about. Your parents, your kids, or that friend who drives just a little too fast. You might save them from a $5,000 mistake this month. Drop a comment below. Which of these 10 rules shocked you the most? I'm betting it's rule number 6, but I want to hear from you. I'll be in the comments answering questions about specific state laws. Stay safe, stay informed. This is Money Truths.